What if the iPhone you thought was perfect for your budget actually cost you more than you bargained for? The iPhone SE 4 is grabbing attention with its new design and flagship features. But there's something Apple isn't highlighting. Stay with me. You'll want to hear this before making a decision. Sure, the SE 4 finally breaks free from the home button era, offering an edge-to-edge OLED screen. But here's where it gets tricky. The larger size and the notch mean fans of compact designs or Touch ID might feel left behind. And then there's the durability. Will this bigger screen make it more prone to damage? Hold on to that thought.
Are you sure about that?
They're rolling out features like USB-C, an action button, and a single 48-megapixel camera with AI smarts. It sounds impressive, right? But what about 120 Hz refresh rates or advanced dual cameras that even mid-range competitors have? We'll get to why this choice might not be as cost-saving as it seems. The A18 chip gives the SE 4 flagship-level speed and introduces smarter AI, perfect for multitasking, gaming, and even emergency SOS via satellite. But here's the catch. With the A18 debuting in an SE model, is it a true flagship processor or a first-run experiment? More on that soon.
Okay.
Battery life might be a bigger compromise than Apple wants you to believe. With the OLED screen and flagship chip, will the SE 4's battery last a full day under heavy use? Or could you find yourself scrambling for a charger midday? And here's an even bigger concern. How does it compare to older iPhones like the XR or Android counterparts? Apple's single 48-megapixel camera promises high-quality shots. But without a secondary lens, there are limitations. Portrait photos may fall short, and ultra-wide shots? Forget about them. Plus, with no 4K ProRes recording, is the SE 4 really as versatile as Apple claims? Let's dig deeper into why this matters.
No! God, please, no! No!
With a rumored price tag under $500, it seems unbeatable, until you factor in the potential trade-offs: a single camera, no ProMotion display, and the risk of early tech bugs from Apple's first-gen 5G modem might have you wondering, is saving a couple of $100s worth losing out on longevity and resale value? Keep watching. We'll break this down. Before you commit to the SE 4, take a look at its competition. The iPhone 13 mini offers better build quality and dual cameras. Meanwhile, some Android mid-range models give you features like 120 Hz displays and larger batteries. So the question is, what matters most to you? The iPhone SE 4 has potential, but it might not be the upgrade you think it is. So here's the challenge. Before buying, compare this against your current phone or a slightly older flagship model. Ask yourself, does the SE 4 align with your priorities? Let me know what you discover in the comments. Your insights could help someone else make the smartest choice. And that's a win for everyone.